Hello folks, Phil here at Digital DJ Tips, and I've been getting some time this week to explore the Reloop Beatmix 4 DJ controller. Now this is a 4-channel, the 5th channel is actually a sampler volume control, so it's a 4-channel DJ controller for Serato DJ Intro, and it's definitely one of the cheapest 4-channel DJ controllers out there. So the question I've been asking myself this week is, has it cut too many corners? You know, does it keep the features that most people want? Are the limitations of deal breakers? And how does it perform overall? So, having spent some time messing around with this, I can give you my first impression of it, which is that really you're getting an awful lot for your money here. I mean, it's a decent sized controller. It looks like the Pioneer DDJ Ergo. It reminds me of the Pioneer DDJ Ergo quite a lot. It's got this kind of plastic rounded white base, and then at the top is this kind of quite sober matte black plastic. Two big jog wheels, which although they're very nice and they've got the sensitive touch and the plastic edge for nudging, they do tend to get, I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, I'm looking to see if you can, they do tend to get quite smudgy, so you're going to want to keep those clean yourself. But you know, the overall layout, it's a big controller, it's very spacious. One of the controllers to compare this to would be the Numark Mixtrack Quad, which is another 4-channel controller similar to this, but that's a lot smaller and a lot more cramped, and one of the things that controller misses is proper gain controls on each channel, which is something I think you need on a DJ controller. So input and output wise, the Reloop has got a microphone channel here, just with its own little level control, and headphones output 1/4 inch and 8 inch, and round the back, simple master output for your speakers and a USB output for your computer. So as simple as can be there. However, you can see it does pack some pretty high-end features. You have pads, which of course are pretty ubiquitous nowadays on DJ controllers, but you don't get them on a lot of the smaller ones. So it has the pads, has the full transport functions, including both types of queuing, which is nice. A very loose crossfader, very good crossfader, better than some much more expensive controllers actually. And as I've already shown you, 4 channels with gain. What it misses is any kind of VU metering at all. Now Serato DJ Intro, which it comes with, has got VU metering, but it works differently. The gain controls here don't control the gains in Serato. It's a long story, but basically you do really want on-unit VU metering if you can. These pads, while they look very good, and indeed they do have a split function, so you could put 2 different things, cues and samples, 4 and 4 if you want, that's all good. They don't control stuff that pads in more expensive DJ controllers control, things like slicer. There's not even manual looping on this. There's no loop roll, no slip mode. So you are quite limited, and here's a big drawback really. If you're buying this and you're wanting to, in the future, upgrade from the free Serato DJ Intro software that comes with this to Serato DJ, the kind of all bells, all whistles version of Serato, the hardware control isn't really here to make the most of Serato DJ proper. Whereas more expensive controllers, and a lot of them are a lot more expensive, I'm thinking things like Reloop's own Terminal Mix 8, or the Denon MC 6000 Mark II, or the Pioneer DDJ SX. You know, that DDJ SX is probably 3 times the cost of this, but nonetheless they really do harness the power of Serato DJ in a way that a cheaper controller like this, I guess, couldn't really hope to. However, actually, you could add the Serato remote with an iPad and then unlock the slicer and other stuff that you can't do with a controller that's simple like this. But let's look on the bright side. You know, it's a lovely surface. I found the jog wheels very responsive. The pitch fader's a little bit short. A lot of people are going to be using the sync button and just using the nudge features to keep stuff in tune and in time. So not really a big deal breaker for a lot of DJs that. But for those of us who are used to long pitch faders, you know, these are pretty small. But the layout's good. The DJ on it is nice because there's no cramped feel about these 4 channels down the middle here, and really very good with jog wheels. These ones, when it's plugged in, have got a LED that goes round, which again is nice. You don't often see that on some cheap controllers, most cheap controllers. And the pads, the knobs, the buttons are all well lit. They're all smooth and nice, big, library control that's a little bit weighted that feels very nice, and the beats button on the two Serato effects is nicely stepped as well. Everything else feels smooth, and so the overall use is really nice. Just be aware that if you do want to upgrade to the full software, you're going to want some kind of extra control service to unlock some of the things that aren't here, and you might miss VU meters and manual looping. So there you go, the Reloop Beatmix 4. If you like this, your only other decision really is, do you really need all 4 channels? Because if you don't, the Reloop Beatmix 2 is smaller, cheaper, and simpler to use because it doesn't have all these redundant controls for channels you might never want to use. So that's it, the Reloop Beatmix 4. There's a full review of this, by the way, over on the Digital DJ Tips website. You might be watching this on YouTube. You might, of course, be on that review. But if you're not, head over there. There's a link below. And please do subscribe to the channel if you found this useful. Thanks for watching. I've been Phil Morse for Digital DJ Tips.